Hi guys, Liz Truss was attending another Tory husting, this time in Cardiff, where she was asked a question in relation to the current debacle she got herself into when responding to another question about Scotland. For those who don't know, Truss said she would ignore Nicola Sturgeon. So you would imagine following the backlash she would have had a sit down, thought about it and come up with an excuse or an apology. Neither. Have a listen to what she said when she was challenged.
You've already spoken about Mark Drakeford. Would you ignore him in the same manner that you intend to ignore Nicola Sturgeon?
I think it's a very different situation in Scotland and Wales, because what's happening in Scotland is the entire resources of the Scottish government are being used to run essentially an independence campaign.
What? What the F? Okay, let's just take a step back for a moment. She said here, the entire resources of the Scottish government are being used to run what's basically an independence campaign. Okay, first of all, it's not an independence campaign, it's a referendum. Now maybe Liz Truss doesn't understand the difference, but there is a difference. So on one side you have an independence campaign for people who want independence, and on the other side you will have a unionist campaign for people who want Scotland to remain part of the Union. But what we're talking about here is a referendum. Okay, not an independence campaign. The Scottish government is not running an independence campaign. So she's lying. And once again, I have to ask this question. Why am I calling this out? Why isn't the journalist or whoever's asking the question stopping her? Oh, wait a minute, you mean a referendum, not an independence campaign? Like, why do I have to call her out? And second, the entire resources of the Scottish government. Okay, the independence campaign, as she likes to call it, which is actually the referendum, is costing £20 million. Okay, now £20 million may sound like a massive amount of money, but in proportion to the entire resources of the Scottish government, we're talking about not 5%, we're not talking about 0.5%, we're talking about 0.05%. Okay? Not a massive amount of money in respect to the entire resources of the Scottish government. So once again, Liz Truss either doesn't know or she's lying. Which is it? But let's continue.
And I think that is grossly irresponsible.
Once again to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Grossly irresponsible. It's irresponsible to tell lies. And it's also irresponsible to allow a politician to tell lies when you know it's untrue. Liz Truss knows it's a lie. She's saying it because she knows she can get away with it. That's irresponsible.
The Scottish government are not delivering for the people of Scotland. They are simply spending their time, and Nicola Sturgeon is spending her time agitating for independence.
Wow, agitating for independence. It was part of their bloody manifesto to have a second referendum. That's what people voted for. So if it's part of the referendum, if it's part of the manifesto, that's agitating. Once again, I actually thought that she may come up with something a bit more diplomatic, but instead she's doubling down. No, I'm going to be even a worse Tory than you thought I was. I'm going to hate Scotland even more than you thought I was going to, than you thought I was. Wonderful, isn't it?
And the point I was making is the UK government should be doing what we're doing, which is delivering for the people of Scotland.
What have you actually delivered for the people of Scotland? Job losses, destroyed industries. And if the people of Scotland wanted the Tories to, quote unquote, deliver for them, then why are they continually voting for the SNP? That doesn't make any sense to me. You're saying, we have to deliver for the people of Scotland. But the people of Scotland don't want the Tories. They continually vote for the SNP. Nicola Sturgeon has seen off how many prime ministers? David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, and she'll probably see off Liz Truss if she takes over as well. The people of Scotland obviously support the SNP. Otherwise, they wouldn't be voting for them. It's not like they voted for them once and then realised, oh, that was a mistake. No, they continually vote for them. So how are you delivering for the people of Scotland? Unless it's delivering job losses.
You know, whether that's driving jobs and investment in Scotland, whether it's delivering a strong foreign policy and defence policy that protects the entire United Kingdom. That's what we should be doing in Scotland. I think the issue in Wales is different. You know,
Now, she talks about Wales. I'm not going to comment on that because she talks about roads and I don't know anything about that. But when it comes to Scotland, I actually had hoped that Liz Truss would maybe not apologise, but sort of walk it back. She would say, that's not exactly what I meant. What I meant was I'm not going to listen to her as an individual. I'm going to listen to her government. I'm going to work with the Scottish government if I become Prime Minister. No, doubling down, making up crap about an independence campaign and making up crap about how much it's costing. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.